Hiya and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the Liverpool transfer news show. We've got a lot going on. It's a very busy day. It's been a very busy week. Last night there was several pieces of news that we'll get through, but the all big important one is that Andoni Iraola was officially confirmed by Liverpool as the new head coach. We'll get into some of his quotes, some of the things I like to hear from him. By the way, there was some promo that went out on Twitter where he basically said he wants to be one of us. We'll get into that. We'll see how yous are all feeling on it. And then we'll also have a little look at the Yan Diomande stuff because, as if it wasn't already busy yesterday, David Ornstein then dropped a further bomb. So we'll get through it all. It's going to be a busy and quick show, but we are here. JD said, morning Reds, how are we? I'm all good. How are you? How are yous feeling about signing Andoni Iraola? I'm at least happy the manager stuff is out the way and we now get to look ahead to transfers. That is what I'm excited about. We've got Awaken said, you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone as well. And let's get straight into the bits and pieces of news then. So there are some quotes that I really do want to highlight. The first thing that I want to highlight is just the sheer passion for it. And this was the question from Peter McDowell. There's a full interview. You want to go and watch it. You want to go and read it. It is on Liverpool. But he said, Liverpool Football Club is an obsession for people in the city as well. Is that what attracts you to it? And he said, yes, it matters a lot to everyone. Football at the end is about emotion. I understand it's also a privilege, but also a big responsibility because all those people want to be represented properly and we are here for this. I would love from my side, from the players' side, so all the people identify also with the football, identify with the values of the squad, and we are all in for this. And I really just like the fact that he said football is about emotion, and that is, as a fan, that's what I like to hear. He mentioned, I don't know whether you've seen it on Twitter, but there was a video, he kind of stepped out onto the pitch and he said every player needs to have it, every football fan needs to have it, and every manager needs to have this inside of them. And he kind of played up to the crowd. Sure, he absolutely did, but I also believe he's this kind of manager. He has the passion and he will show the passion, and he wants his football to reflect emotion. And as a fan, that is exciting to hear because I go to the stadium and for the last couple of seasons sometimes it's been really, really good, don't get me wrong, but other times it has been conversational football where you're too busy actually talking to the person next to you than you are watching the football or being invested in the football. And I like it from a football fan perspective where you feel like you have kind of a part to play in a game of football. You feel like you can impact the football, you can impact the opposition, you can intimidate them. And too many times last season there was football teams who came to Anfield who didn't fear coming to Anfield because it wasn't this fortress, because it wasn't made to get the fans all in it together and keep it upbeat and keep us on the edge of our seats and really be involved with the play. It just wasn't like that. Loads of opposition teams loved coming to Anfield, and that was just that simple. Where what he says is it matters to everyone. Football at the end is about emotion. He kind of says he wants to become one of us. Yeah, he might be just playing to the crowd, absolutely, but it gets me excited because his kind of football and him himself, he seems like someone who's going to get involved in the game, who's going to let, Anfield sweep you up, because that's what it does. And when Anfield sweeps you up, players can't stop it from happening, and that's both our players and also opposition players. The amount of times that Liverpool go for things and us as fans make sure they keep going, and players just don't have a choice. Once you hear the roar, once you hear the crowd, you just get swept up in it, and it can be incredible and a great advantage for you, and it can be a big disadvantage for the away team. So for me, I really did like that about him. I liked that is what he was going on about. He spoke a lot about having emotion and how he has passion, and he lets his passion show through the football that we play. He obviously mentioned being attacking, all of these things, and we will get to more of that. Just coming back to you, Just Me said big up everyone. everyone. We've got a good morning from Oliver. Phil said, up the Redmen, you'll never walk alone. Love to see it. Morning, said Tom. Morning, guys. How are we all doing? We've got Morning Reds, new day, new era. Got me looking forward to the new season. It did. It really, really did. We've got Martin saying, I'm worried Diomande want PSG. We'll get into that in a little minute. Sorry, I was just reading that someone's already got a song for Iraola. Okay. Sure. I mean, I think I'm going to give it a little bit of time before I start singing a song for him. But, you know, I'm liking how we're already there. Can we start working on ones for like the players who are already here who may deserve a song? That might be good as well. We'll try a little bit of that. We've got Cap saying trying to cash in on Maka and get Kamara and Wharton. We'll also maybe look at that because his dad kind of came out and shut down everything to do with Real Madrid the other day. So keep that in mind as well. Let's get on to some quick other things that he said. He said, I think Liverpool give me the chance to coach top players and top players give you the chance to fight for titles. To win titles, obviously, when you arrive at a place, you cannot promise everything. You cannot promise, but it's true that I understand where I'm coming and what is expected. I'm ready for the challenge. So are we. Also, if I just skip it to the next one, he speaks about the power of Anfield, and he does mention the power of Anfield in his full interview. In fact, you can see Liverpool's tweet saying Iraola has felt the crazy power of Anfield as an opponent and cannot wait to have the backing of it. And this was really interesting. He said, I still remember the goal Chiesa scored at the end of the first game of the season. We were there with 2-2 thinking that probably we could take something. He scored and the place erupted. It was crazy now. I want now to feel this from the other side. At the beginning, when you arrive at any club, I think you need to kind of prove a little bit yourself. You need to earn the right also to belong. I want to do this as quickly as possible so I can also celebrate with them and I can be part properly of those celebrations. Yeah, he has. That's the thing. He has felt the atmosphere. He's felt the power of Anfield, and you know, we all know how many times as ex-professionals, other players, other managers came out and mentioned the power of Anfield. We had Luton's manager or Ipswich's manager speaking about the power of Anfield only like 3 seasons ago, and you know, they're managers who don't really, you know, they're not maybe the biggest of managers. You do have the biggest of managers. You've had Pep Guardiola, you've had Wenger, you've had Jose Mourinho, you've had them all come out and speak about the power of Anfield. But even the clubs who, you know, are fighting for everything, they realise that Anfield can step up even in those moments. I also want to click on the fact that he obviously has worked with Richard Hughes. He was asked about Richard Hughes. He said, tell us about the conversations that you had with him about the position. He said, obviously it helps a lot when on the other side of the table there is someone who you have already worked with. We were 1 year together at Bournemouth, but in this case I would say it's about the club, it's about Liverpool. It's what really attracted me. I think now I am looking forward to getting all the information. I'm talking to everyone so I can understand better the club, everything that happens outside the pitch. We still have time. We still have 1 month until we start working with the players, but I would like to use this month also properly to arrive here in a proper way. So yeah, obviously he had good ties with Richard Hughes. Let's hope that this summer they bring in some decent players, because I think Liverpool are going to need a massive squad for the way Iraola plays football. It is just that intense. So yeah, I think we need to start working on signings as well. Just on him being the manager, he said, for me, football is about emotions, about passion. I'm quite cool-headed, probably during my life quite rational, I would say. But it's true that when the game starts, when you have to celebrate a goal, something is inside now. I think this inner energy, you need it as a player, you need it as a porter, you need it as a coach. There's no better place than Anfield, which that is what Liverpool posted, which was the clip I was talking about. And honestly, he played to the crowd, and let me tell you, I was swept in, and I'm really looking forward to it. Watching all the stuff last night got me really excited, and I hope yous do feel the same. Look, let's not lie, I don't think there was a world-class manager on the market for Liverpool to go and get. Luis Enrique would have been incredible, but he just wasn't available. So Liverpool have gone and got Andoni Iraola. Some people may see that as a little bit underwhelming, sure, whatever, but he's our manager, so let's get behind him, let's support him, and let's hope we go on an incredible ride together, because that that will be incredible. And I really am looking forward to the start of the season. I'm looking forward to high-intensity football, looking forward to the summer. And speaking of the summer, let's get into David Ornstein then. We were all waiting for the news to drop about Iraola, and at 4 p.m. yesterday, David Ornstein dropped this. Liverpool made contact with RB Leipzig as Yan Diomande pursuit steps up. Liverpool is currently in the strongest position on the player side if the 19-year-old winger moves. RB Leipzig are determined not to sell. PSG interest remains firm, but it's less advanced at this stage than Liverpool's part is. And also, if we go back a couple of days, I think it was Fabrizio Romano, he was tweeting that Yan Diomande said that he wanted to try and get his deal over the line before the World Cup. I'm not sure that is feasible. We'll see. There's maybe like a week, 7-8 days till the World Cup. So maybe, there might be some time. Liverpool are going to have to go head-to-head with PSG. They're going to have to hope that the 2 back-to-back European Cups that they've just won and the wages that they will pay is not something that is going to distract Yan Diomande and take him away from us. But at this current stage, Liverpool are in better terms in terms of pursuit right now than PSG. PSG can obviously raise the level in the next couple of days and just completely get the deal done. Of course they can. But right now, Liverpool have made contact with RB Leipzig to see, if we can get a deal done for Yan Diomande. We are better on the player side than PSG is at the moment, and we'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds. I'm not sure anything's going to happen before the World Cup, but that is Yan Diomande's preference, and we'll see if that actually, takes any kind of help in getting this over the line, because if PSG say that they can get it done before the World Cup and Liverpool say they can't, maybe then he goes to PSG because he wants that. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But at this current moment in time, Liverpool are more advanced with personal position player side than PSG are for Yan Diomande, and that is really interesting because it's a lot of money that's being touted around them. 100 million, I think it is rumoured to believe. It's a lot of money for a young fella, for a young lad who has had maybe one really good season, and it has been a good season and I am excited by it, but it is a lot of money on a young player. What I will say is Andoni Iraola tends to get young players and make them really, really good. He's done it several times, and I really enjoy his work with youngsters and how he manages to develop them. That makes me really excited for potential signings, but it also makes me really excited for the likes of Rio, maybe Trey if he stays, Stefan Bajcetic, who knows where he will be, Jeremy Jacquet, and obviously Kerkez and Wirtz. Kerkez, who was unbelievable, and the main reason we bought him was because of how he looked in Iraola's system and how good he was. Now that he's in Iraola's system, hopefully he can go back to being the best version of himself. I think we all fell in love with him last season, but we maybe didn't see the best of him on the pitch. Hopefully now we can unleash him and get the best out of Kerkez. But yeah, it's all very, very exciting. There's loads of news going on. We're covering all bases over here at the Redmen HQ. There is so much going out. We've already got loads out on our app. If you'd like to download the Redmen Plus app, that is available on Android and also iOS, iPhone, for any of yous. Go and download it. It is absolutely free to download, and then from there you get to watch all the free content that we come out, and you get to sample, get some free clips of some of the stuff that is on Redmen Plus. And if you really fancy it, I think there's also a boss code for people who are just downloading the app for the first time. I think it's I don't want to quote it and get it wrong, but maybe like a quiz or something for a month, which is incredible. So if you do fancy checking out the Redmen Plus app, seeing how much we've done, Dan has sat down with a number of people. He sat down with a former captain of Andoni Iraola. He's sat down with experts on him, and he sat down with Balaguer, who spoke about him and who also interviewed him a couple of months ago. So there's loads coming out. We'll also have a transfer show later on, and make sure you're checking and keeping up to date with all of the stuff that we post, because we do have loads coming out for you. But thank you so much for watching this. It was short, it was sweet, but we don't really need to drag it out. You know, Andoni Iraola's signed. Liverpool are trying to pursue Yan Diomande, and it's all getting a little bit exciting. Let's see how the summer turns out. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.